he would step across the line. Habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
You make me happy. Thank y'all for joining the Habitual Line Steppers podcast. I'm Garrett Charles Langley Henson.
I am Terry Ricardo DeShazer II. What's up, baby?
Dude, optimism is in the air. Down here in Charlotte, North Carolina, I don't know if it's an orange alert and it's just a pollen or what it is, but Matt Rule was fired yesterday down here in the biggest city in North Carolina. Not Raleigh, it's Charlotte. And I think they had, I don't know if it's pride going on, but there's parades. There's people wearing costumes. There's motherfuckers with glow-in-the-dark hula hoops performing. It's a whole party down here. You would have thought it was Mardi Gras, Terry. Matt Rule, he never won a game in which the opponents scored at least 17 points. He tried to implement a college-style offense into the NFL. His own offensive coordinator quit in the middle of last season and was like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yep.
Congratulations, Panthers fans. You now just missed out on your chance to get the number one pick in C.J. Stroud. I hope you enjoy winning, a meaningless 5 games to end the season so you guys can get the 8 pick.
I don't know, man. And they fired the defensive coordinator, too, which kind of doesn't make a lot of sense.
What? The defense is the only thing that was good.
Yeah. They fired Matt Rule and Phil Snow, the defensive coordinator. And I don't know what the fuck they're doing down there in Carolina. Your boy, David Tepper, the owner, he just out here willy-nilly just hiring motherfuckers. Look. Let me do a deep dive, right? Because I've been researching your boy Matt Rule for a while. He was the head coach of Baylor, right? Before he got here. I think it was maybe 4 seasons or some shit like that, right? Do you know what his record is versus the top 25 when he was at Baylor?
Tell me how many games they played.
8 games.
2-6.
0-8. Matt Rule was 0-8 versus the top 25. He beat all the other teams, though. So, his record was fantastic versus pretty much every other team except for a good team. He can never beat a fucking good team. And that's what you got to do in the NFL. You got to be able to play your weight and be able to beat teams that are better than you every now and then. He's got no underdog in him. He's garbage. He just couldn't beat anybody that was good. That's his downfall. He's 1-11 versus teams that won 10 games or more, or that was a playoff team. He's a bad coach. He's not a good coach. It is what it is. Dude's garbage.
Bro,
he's gone.
Did you see him walking around on the sideline on Sunday wearing a hoodie that said "Intercept Cancer"?
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, do you know how disrespectful Ron Rivera must feel right now? That this is what you do with the guy who replaced me? He goes out here and wears an Intercept Cancer shirt after I intercepted it 3 seasons ago and barely came back to life. And on top of all that, Terry, he has the nerve to wear a visor with no hair. He's got the cancer hair where it's not coming through, and it looks like your great-great-great-grandmother's broom that she used in her kitchen. And he had the nerve to have 3 or 4 tufts popping out of the top of that joint. Talk about I intercepted cancer. Well, congratulations, motherfucker. You intercepted a pink slip this week. Yeah, but for the Panthers, I'm like, if Matt Rule had this short of a leash, you should have fired him before the season started. If you're going to fire a coach after 5 games, then you should have fired his ass before the season started. It doesn't make any sense to me. What are the Panthers going to hope to reclaim from the rest of this season? What are their prospects? Is this a lost season? Are they going to build momentum for next year and almost make the playoffs and we could be a wild card team next year and we'll get another bridge quarterback? What the hell is the long-term plan in Carolina, Terry?
I think the long-term plan was supposed to be Sam Darnold. And then when he failed, I think the long-term plan was supposed to be Baker Mayfield. And he seems to be failing even faster than Sam Darnold was last year. So at this point, they are in limbo, bro. They're definitely in trouble. And I think it's time for them to shut it down. Shut it down, bro. I don't know what you do with McCaffrey and what you do with DJ Moore and what you do with Robinson or Robbie Anderson or whatever his name is. I don't know what you do with these guys, bro. It's just I think their team, if they were coached adequately, they could probably get 8 wins, maybe 7. Mm-hmm. So it's they have a decent team, but you should have either kept him, Matt Rule, or you should have fired him last year. Because at this point, if you get somebody that's kind of competent, like you said, it's going to fuck them up as far as like draft status, and you're going to get a quarterback or maybe not even draft one that's going to be good. Because I think it's just C.J. Stroud. I don't know who else really is out there for now. I haven't really been deep diving into like the
Bryce Young. Bryce Young is the other guy.
He's decent. He's small though. I don't know, but I don't know, bro. The Panthers are doing that shit where they're in limbo and they might be in trouble again. They might be in trouble for another 3 years, bro. McCaffrey, bro. Free McCaffrey, bro. This is fucking me up, man. He's one of the best.
They're about to, Terry. I can't watch I can't wait to watch the Carolina Panthers wake up in the morning and step on their dick with their first step out of their bed. I'm gonna take out my crystal ball for a second, Terry, and I'm gonna do my ginger Nostradamus. PJ Walker is going to be the starting quarterback by week 10 for the Carolina Panthers. They're going to do the Dallas Cowboys blueprint of we're going to run the ball 35 fucking times. PJ Walker's going to throw it between 12 and 18. He's the only quarterback on a roster who could actually throw. I don't know how no one else has like deciphered this over the last 3 seasons. I don't know if he just got a bad run because they had a black quarterback in Charlotte the last 10 years. And they're like, we need a white guy in here. But I don't know how he got the shit out of the stick. But he's clearly better than Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. Every time he comes in, he plays well, moves the ball. Like they get those 7-yard passes across the middle that they can never fucking hit by anyone else. I think they just keep it simple. They do the Cooper Rush philosophy. They're like, our defense are going to get the fuck after your quarterback. We don't let you run the ball. We're going to keep it below like 21 points a game. And then your boy is just going to manage it and let Christian McCaffrey do what Ed McCaffrey's son was born to do. And so I think the Panthers will have a late season resurgence. I think they'll be like you remember when Dan Campbell was the interim coach of the Dolphins and they fired, I forget who they fired, but he took over with like 8 weeks left and they won like 6 out of their 8 games. Running the ball 40 times a game. I can't wait to see the Panthers do that and then pick 9 in the draft. I really can't.
Hey, man, it just seems like David Tepper didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He got himself a brand new, nice, shiny toy, and he just fucked it up. He's now
fired 2 coaches in 2 months from Charlotte FC and from the Panthers. Same stadium, 2 coaches, 2 months.
But, I mean, here's an underlying question, though, for the Panthers. I mean, Matt Rule sucked. We knew that. And we really don't know which way they're going to go with this season. It seems like Tepper wants to win, but everybody else is like, should we win? We're 1-4 now. No. Like, blah, blah, blah. My question is, I went to that Charlotte FC game, and 77,000, I believe, was the most that stadium has ever had in the history of the stadium's, history. I said twice. Do we even care about the Charlotte Panthers? Do the fans care? Like, we had Cam Newton, the MVP, there for multiple years. They went to a Super Bowl, and 77,000? That's the most for the stadium? I think the stadium's capacity is, like 80-something?
No, they packed it out. They were bringing extra seats in for that Charlotte FC game. They were bringing folding chairs in and counting those motherfuckers as seats.
Do we care?
The Panthers Stadium sucks, dude. It looks like a gigantic parking deck.
Do they just need a whole new rehaul of, like, what's going down, down there, bro? Like, what's the problem?
The problem is they're not good. That's the problem. When Luke Kuechly and Cam were balling, the whole city was turned out. It really was.
Okay.
But you got to have – and I think the other thing is, like, Charlotte, it doesn't have a clear identity. Like, as a city, we're too split in, like, the part of Charlotte is, like, light Atlanta, like the demo version of Atlanta before you pay for the premium joint. And then the other part of Charlotte – is white as fuck. And they're like trying to be Chapel Hill South. And so I just think the city doesn't agree on much in general. And so like when Cam Newton was the guy, it was the best because like we have Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly. Like pick your flavor. What do you want? Offense or defense? White or black? Yeah. But now it's like they need that one central like galvanizing force. Like they need to pick number 1. They need to have the whole city get behind and be like, this is the guy. He's the next Joe Burrow or whatever the fuck. Like, we're going to be set up for the next 15 years, and then you'll see people get excited. It's like drafting Victor Wembanyama. All right. You don't want to be like the Kings picking between 4 and 7 for a decade. Okay. Getting guys like De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
All right. You want to be the worst. You want to get the best player. And that's what the Panthers need to do.
Yeah. They're already 1-4. It's time to go ahead and call it a day. Like, you guys aren't going to come back from this shit. But there is a scenario in which, like, the Falcons do really suck, and they have bad coaching and bad ownership and all that. I don't know about that.
Bad coaching. They have great coaching. They have bad players. That's what they have.
I don't know, man. I think everything's kind of bad. And then the Saints, hit or miss. You know, they're not that – the quarterback situation's iffy as fuck, so I think they're going to have a down year as well. You're looking at, like, you could tank it out. But also, the teams in your division are so fucking bad, you might make the playoffs still trying to tank. Like the Falcons and the Saints are pretty fucking bad. I'm not going to lie about that at all. All three of them, very mediocre. So it's like, you can tank it out, but your division sucks so much that you can fuck up your season by trying to fuck it up but still win a couple games when you don't want to.
But
it's
listen,
like,
man,
CJ Stroud the guy, though?
I don't know. I don't watch college football. You know how I am with the arm tackles and all that bullshit.
He's okay, but I haven't seen any. There's really no one in college football that I can think of that has like a big cannon arm. Like, he can throw, but he's one of those guys, scrambling guy, throw second. He's not throw first. He's not that type of dude. Like Lamar was, Josh Allen was. Those motherfuckers are really good.
Well, the Panthers did have an opportunity to take Justin Fields, and they took a cornerback who tore his ACL in his first season.
Yeah, that was
Joe
tough.
Horn's son.
JC Horn. JC Horn is good too, though, bro. He's good. It just seems injury prone. He got hurt again this year.
As a Bears fan, you making that trade? Would you take JC Horn for Justin Fields?
No, I'm not making. No, I'm not doing that.
All right, then I rest my case. The Panthers will probably get the number one pick and take Will Anderson, the defensive end out of Georgia.
I don't know what they're doing, bro. I don't know. It baffles me, bro.
Well, Terry, you're not alone, because NFL referees also did not know what they were doing this weekend. They were also baffled. The Falcons lost our chance to potentially come back and beat the Buccaneers off a fourth down play with 3 minutes left in the game, in which Grady Jarrett sacked Tom Brady, cradled him like a little baby, rolled over the top so that Tom Brady never had to touch the ground, and then received a roughing the passer flag. After the game, NFL referee Jerome Boger, who had a game-blowing call the week before against the Ravens, explained his decision, saying he unnecessarily threw the quarterback to the ground. Now, Tom Brady's head did not hit the ground at any time in this play, and Grady Jarrett got off him immediately after he made the sack. Then,
Tom Brady tried to kick him. Tom Brady tried to kick him.
And Tom Brady tried to kick his ass. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep. As he complained to the refs. Didn't matter. We lost the game off that bullshit. After the game, Tom Brady goes on his podcast and talks about it was more of less like a sack and more like a long, unwelcome hug. Then he said, I don't throw flags, I throw tablets. The NFL had a full 24 hours to learn from this and get things right, but of course they didn't when the Chiefs took on the Raiders in Monday Night Football. We saw an almost identical scenario where Chris Jones sacked whatever the fuck his name is, David Carr, Donald Carr, Derek Carr, Donald Duck.
David.
Sacked his ass to the ground. Like, no ill intent, didn't slam his head, nothing like that. He gets called for roughing the passer. So, Terry, does the NFL have a refereeing problem?
I don't think it's a refereeing problem. I just think that if you want a sack, it's going to be a sack. Like, stop trying to fucking protect these quarterbacks like they're gifts from God. Like, let the dudes get sacked. Like, the Chris Jones shit makes no sense. If I'm sacking you, bro, how am I supposed to stop my whole fucking momentum and try to stop my body weight from getting on top of you? Like, what am I supposed to do with that one? The Chris Jones one is worse than the Tom Brady shit. Because if I'm trying to sack Tom, just make it fucking touch. If I touch the quarterback, stop the fucking play. If you would have had those type of rules, then Eli Manning would have never thrown that shit to David Tyree in the Super Bowl. You would have just stopped it. The guy has to fucking finish the play. You can't let him just go up to the quarterback, all right, I got my hands around him, but then just kind of sit there. And, like these dudes like Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, dudes like that can make anything out of nothing. They can just make a play, and then your coach is looking at you like, why didn't you throw him to the ground? Because they're going to throw a 15-yard penalty on you and fuck up the whole drive. I don't understand what the NFL is doing. That shit is – I'm not that type of guy to say the NFL is soft, but it's going to be soft as fuck, bro. You got to be able to sack the quarterback, man. And especially since I saw them do the shit to Lamar Jackson. It was no flag. They did the shit to Patrick Mahomes last night where they slammed him on the ground. He got sacked. Luckily, his head didn't hit the ground. But I'm like, damn, if that's not a flag, then what the fuck are we doing out here? Y'all are doing too much, bro.
How many times have we seen Cam Newton get decapitated?
Destroyed. And then we don't even have to do the whole black-white thing, which it always seems to kind of be like that. Josh Allen gets fucking tortured, too. He's getting slammed for no fucking reason. They don't call that shit either, bro.
And I know I said I wouldn't mention his name again this year. Matt Ryan gets fucked up. Matt Ryan gets fucked up. I saw some stat that was like most QB hits in the NFL the last 4 seasons. Matt Ryan had like 70 more hits than the next quarterback. The dude just loves to sit in a pocket and get smashed right in the fucking face.
He's slow as hell, though. It's his fault, bro. He's one of the slowest people I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy, bro. He's like Peyton Manning when he was 43. Like, it's shit. He's moving so slow. I'm like, golly, bro. And he can't release the ball quick either. I'm like, bro, something's got to give. Either you just throw an interception or call it a day because you're getting destroyed out there, bro. Absolutely destroyed. But I don't know, man. What do you think of this shit, bro?
Are we playing football or are quarterbacks playing a different sport? Are they like kickers now where they do something else other than everyone else and then the other 21 guys play football? Because I watched Travis Kelce get picked up over another man's head, suplex, and slam down on his neck on the goal line. And that wasn't a foul. But a long extended hug on Tom Brady while Tom Brady's trying to kick him in the ball sack is a roughing the passer penalty. So
it's crazy.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense to me. Calvin Ridley gets suspended a year for gambling. Deshaun Watson gets 6 games.
Look, man, if we're going to do it, though, and I don't want shit to be reviewed, but, like, especially that Chris Jones sack last night versus David Carr, like, or what's his name? Derek Carr? Who fucking cares? Versus Carr, like, it's got to be a review or something, bro. And the only reason I'm always against reviews is because it always takes so long. But, like, he took the ball out of his hands, man. Like, you cannot call that shit. That is fucking ridiculous. It has to be a way to hold the refs accountable for making horrible calls like that.
Well, Terry, to your point right there at the end about holding the refs accountable, after each game, star players give press conferences, coaches have to meet with the media, they have to address everything that happened in the game. And yet Jerome Boger, all he has to do is give a throwaway comment to a reporter as he walks down the tunnel.
Yeah.
This man should have a press conference on ESPN, the NFL network. After each primetime game, the refs should give their own press conference explaining their decisions. Like, in the NBA, they have the 2-minute report that comes out after the game and tells you all the missed calls and the shit like that. We should have that in the NFL. Hold these referees accountable. And I guarantee when they have to go up there and they get cross-examined by the national and local media, they're not going to be coming out here with all this bullshit that's not rules. Like, he unnecessarily threw him to the ground.
Yeah. Nah, I agree. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. And I can respect, like, the whole press conference shit, but I want something to happen during the fucking game. If that's a clear strip sack, that shit has to be overturned. And I'm only really mad about that.
Just let Tom Brady ref for all the games. Every sack, I was unnecessarily thrown to the ground. I thought every time I was tackled, it was unnecessary.
Man, they especially do it more for, like, these pocket passers, except for Matt Ryan. They just hate Matt Ryan. And I understand. He played in Atlanta for such a long time. They're like, we don't like Atlanta. We don't like you. We're done with you. You're not a Hall of Famer. Sorry, buddy. Look, bro, it's got to be reviewed. You can't just let that shit happen. That one especially fucked me up because I had Derek Carr playing against me in fantasy, and I was like, oh, that's -4 points. And then I'm like, whoa, wait a fucking minute. They're overturned. What the fuck is going on here? That's when I turned it off. I was done with it after that. But that one is ridiculous. They have to do something. I'm okay with the rule.
So you didn't stick around to see Hunter Renfrow turn into Mo from the Three Stooges and run headfirst into Devontae Adams on the last play of the game on a Hail Mary?
Nah. I totally missed that. That game was kooky as fuck too, bro. It was just a funny game.
ESPN was on one too. They cut off the regular Monday Night Football music. They're like dun 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 dun.
Man, it's everybody wants to understand why the Raiders are 1-4, and that's exactly why they're 1-4. They just can't seem to get it right, man.
Listen, man, you spend your life watching the Raiders, you're gonna wind up with more questions than answers.
Yeah. Hey, Dope Stadium, love it, but they fucking suck. I don't know what's going on. And Josh McDaniels, I mean, he coached a pretty good game. It's a pretty good game plan. The defense
he coached the game of his life. Too bad he didn't have Tim Tebow. But Terry, to my point about having more questions than answers, the NBA season rolls around a week from today. It's going to be open and tip-off. I'm excited, and we made some of our burning questions for this NBA season. We're going to have our full preview out of both conferences next week before the season starts. But I think we give people a little appetizer, a little amuse-bouche, get their palate going, get their mouth wet for the NBA season. So Do you want to ask the first question or do I?
I can wet your beak. You ready? All right.
Wet my beak, brother.
First question, which will splatter your beak. Are the Nets actual NBA title contenders? What say you?
No.
Get the fuck out of here. No?
No.
Okay.
No,
okay.
They are not.
Not at all?
We're talking about a team that's, they say a fish rots from the head down. Well, what's the head of this Brooklyn Nets fish? Is it Kevin Durant, who demanded that the GM and coach be fired in the offseason? Is it Kyrie Irving, who says that he's in a partnership with Joe Tsai to build the roster? Or is it the actual people who coach and manage the team?
Nope. It's not Steve Nash.
It's Ben Simmons. It's Ben Simmons. You're right. The leader everyone was waiting for. The intrepid leader like George Washington, his foot on the top of the rowboat crossing the Delaware River. Ben Simmons is here to lead this team to the Oh, wait. He hasn't played basketball in 2 years. He's airballing jump shots at exhibition games outside.
He just played.
He couldn't dunk on Trae Young in a playoff game. And he's probably the worst free throw shooting ball handler we've seen in the history of the NBA. And so you think that we're going to figure out all this in one season? These are the guys who are going to have the mental fortitude to overcome the adversity and the pitfalls of the season. As soon as two things go wrong, this train is going off the tracks. These guys got no grit. They got no resiliency. They got no loyalty and capacity to fight for each other in the foxhole. They're going to start pointing fingers. It's going to be Nick Claxton he's doing too much or he's not doing enough or Joe Harris and Steph Curry can't guard on the perimeter. No, it's you guys. It's y'all. I'm not high on the Nets season. They got more questions than answers. We should call them the Oakland Nets.
I don't know, brother. I mean, you got Seth Curry, Patty Mills, Nick Claxton. No Blake Griffin anymore. He's gone. Got rid of that old motherfucker. You know
you hear what he said after he signed with the Celtics?
What did he say?
He was like, they already have that championship intensity here and the champion mindset. He's like, they stay ready. They don't need somebody to tell them to get ready every night, which is refreshing.
Wow, that's funny. You know what's funny too? Trouble always seems to follow Blake Griffin. I think Blake Griffin was the problem in Brooklyn. It wasn't anybody else. Blake Griffin goes to the Celtics. All of a sudden, Ime Udoka suspended for a year. I think it's all Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin is doing this fuck shit, man. It's all Blake Griffin. NBA conspiracy. Anyways, I don't know, bro. I think this roster is too good, bro. I think this roster is way too good for them to not be like a top contender. But also, it's like one of those high ceilings, low basement type of teams. It's like it could go totally wrong, and they could be an A seed. They could be another scary A seed, like everybody thought they were going to be last year, or they could be like the best team in the NBA. It's just a weird team, and like I don't know if I can gauge them after one game. It's almost like a team where like I think I got to gauge them after like half the season. I'm like, damn, if they look good, I'll believe in them. If they look bad, trade everybody. I don't know what to think, bro.
Even so, they're one of those teams like Minnesota, where it's like I really don't care that much about what you do in the regular season. Let's see it in the playoffs. Like,
Damn.
Rudy Gobert, go ahead and lead them to 50 wins, and they get blown off the court by Luka Doncic again in the playoffs. Like, I don't care.
Man.
And for the Nets, it's like, when's the last playoff series in which Kyrie Irving was good? For a whole series.
Whole series? Jeez.
Not a game. Not a game. We talk about a whole series.
Would that be like the first round of 2020? Or maybe like 2021? It was 2021, right? Last year, no? Not last year. The year before last year.
Nope.
I don't even know. It's been a while. Whoever they played first before the Bucks.
Let me give you a hint. Since they won a championship, Kyrie Irving has not had a single good playoff series. I went back through every single one, Terry, on Basketball Reference.
Yeah.
He has underperformed, shot under 45% in every single playoff series since 45? He won the championship. Yeah.
45. That's not horrible for a guard, but no, I get what you're saying.
When you see the overall numbers, how he's not creating for his teammates, how he's a sieve on defense, my man has not showed up since he won the shot. He's still riding the magic carpet coattails of hitting that shot. I don't believe in the Nets. I don't believe in Kyrie Irving. I don't believe in Kevin Durant. I don't believe in Steve Nash. I don't believe in Ben Simmons. And I damn sure don't believe in Seth Curry out here getting cooked by Kevin Huerter in a Game 7. Get the fuck out of here with the Nets.
All right, so you say no contender. Cool. All right, what's your question, bro? That was just my question. You know, they could be good, they could be not. Who knows? They're a conundrum.
All right. My first question is, can the Warriors or the Celtics overcome their locker room turmoil to return to the finals?
Jesus. The simple answer for the Warriors is Draymond's got to go. No, I'm just playing. He ain't got to go. But if they can figure out to kind of hone that situation, I think it's fine. I think he just was mad in the moment. But I think the Warriors are going to be okay because their structure is kind of, you know, a lot stronger than what Boston's is. Boston, their shit's kind of fairly new. Like, the players, they're good, but none of them are leaders. Not a single one of those guys are like, grab you by the fucking jersey and be like, hey, man, you need to play better.
It's probably Jaylen Brown, but he's not the best player, so there's tension there. Because everyone's like, Jason Tatum's supposed to be the leader. He's the best player. And Jaylen Brown's like, but I want the big moment more, and I'm ready for it. Yeah. But I'm not as talented, and I can't dribble, and I can't go left.
Are we still going to do the whole, these guys don't work together, we need to trade them? Are we doing that shit again? I mean, they made the whole finals and everything. I think they're fine. They just ran into the Warriors. The Warriors are a really good team. And it kind of, if we're also going to say, like, behind the scenes, their shit was kind of fucked up. Tatum had an injury that he didn't want to say during the playoffs. That he said it after, which is like
Robert Williams was hurt as well.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, I think their team is good. It's the coaching situation is going to be tough. We'll see if this coach is any good. But I think with every single person kind of having great playoff experience and going all the way to the finals, I think they can kind of get it together themselves. And they signed Malcolm Brogdon. Yep. I think they're going to be okay. It's going to be tough.
They added Malcolm Brogdon, but they lost a coach. So it's a good thing Malcolm Brogdon has been called a coach on the floor.
Yeah, right? I don't know.
Which one out of those two, if you had to bet, which one returns to the finals next season, the Warriors or the Celtics? Who would you put your money on?
I'd probably go Warriors. But, yeah, I'd go Warriors with no caveat. No caveat. So I'd go Warriors straight up. If I'm adding caveat, it depends on Draymond and his defensive prowess. Because he was still really fucking good defensively last year. Like, you know, everybody wants to joke on him and all that type of shit. I do especially, but he was really good defensively still last year. And hopefully, you know, that situation figures itself out. I don't think it's that bad. People fight. It is what it is. He was just angry as fuck. Everybody has bad days, bro. It's one day. And I know relationships can get screwed over just in one day. But I think they're going to be fine.
Well, we're going to test the limit of Steph Curry's leadership. If he can salvage this season and get the whole team back on board with Draymond and kind of be like, turn Draymond into Dennis Rodman and be like, you know, Draymond's just Draymond. Send him to Vegas for a week and then he'll come back with his mind right.
Yeah.
If he could do that, that would be a crowning achievement. And the other reason I'm willing to bet on the Warriors as opposed to the Celtics is Steph Curry has hit his final form. My man has arrived, and he let the world know it. And like last year, before he won Finals MVP, really didn't have that great of a season. His worst three-point shooting season, since he entered the league. His assists were down. His percentages across the board were down. And he was struggling to break the three-point record and everything, and had that in his head and was jacking up a bunch of bad shots. Now, the coronation has already happened. Like, Steph Curry this season is going to be like, were you actually the player of your generation and not LeBron? That's what he's playing for.
Stop.
If he gets 5 rings, yeah.
Stop.
So I think Steph Curry is going to come into the season with added confidence, knowing that I'm that guy. And I think that he has the capability to repair the wounds that Draymond has caused.
That's true. You almost wanted me to go down a fucking rabbit hole with that Steph Curry LeBron shit, but I'm not going to do it.
I almost got you, dumbass, didn't I?
I'm not going to do it. LeBron has just played for so long. It's just like, oh, is he not the player? The dude's like, his first season was in 2003. Like, what are we doing here? Anyways.
Yeah. So Steph Curry has a lot more time surpassing. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Hopefully he looks good. Steph still looks all right. He did play. Do you think he declined, though?
Yeah, you're right. I'm sure the greatest shooter ever is going to age poorly. I'm sure he'll forget how to shoot as he gets older.
You said all the percentages were down. I'm just saying. What are we saying here?
That's more mental. He was pressing. You know how Steph likes to press sometimes when he up against the wall. Now he's comfortable. He's
I got
cooking.
you. I got
You know how Steph plays when his butts are tight, or like we're up 20 and I'm flexing on everybody, showboating, being the front runner.
That is
We're getting
true.
front runner Steph all season long.
That is true. The thing about Steph, I think in the finals, he's not going to put all of that to rest just by winning a finals MVP. But he did play well. I will give him that in that finals. He did play well. All right. Question number 2 for your boy. Better chance of surprising us and being a top 3 seed. The Cleveland Cavs or the Minnesota Timberwolves, brother?
Ooh.
What say you?
I say the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Woo.
I think
I know why.
Yeah, I think this team is set up for regular season success. Like when you look at the blueprint that Utah used to have a top 3 record in the league 3 years in a row, these are the similar pieces, except they even have a little bit more juice down there in Minnesota. Anthony Edwards is a more explosive version of Donovan Mitchell. D'Angelo Russell is a better distributor than Mike Conley. All the pieces kind of mirror what they did in Utah, just kind of tuned up, pitched a little bit higher in terms of talent. I think there's a clear path to them being really good in the regular season. If you just have that rim protector, defensive player to your candidate back there, and then the spacing that you're going to get from Towns and all the room that's going to create for Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
I just think that in the regular season, when teams don't game plan against you and you can just play drop coverage 82 games a night, they're going to look good. Playoff time, first round bounce.
All right. Just come on. Give me my solo. I'm doing it. What are we doing? Are we doing this regular season shit again? Before the regular season games used to matter in the 90s and the early 2000s. And now, before the fucking season even starts, we're saying... Wait
a minute. You asked me about the regular season. You said who finishes with a top 3 record?
Hold on. But every fucking season now, before the season starts now, we're saying regular season doesn't matter for this team. We need to see what they do in the playoffs. Can I fucking watch the regular season and have fun with it? Like, what the fuck, bro? Seeds don't matter these days. No one cares. Kawhi Leonard figured it out. He's like, regular season doesn't matter. I'm just stay hurt all fucking regular season. Come back in the playoffs. Kawhi knows what's up. This is bullshit. Shit matters. When LeBron passes Kareem, everybody's going to be like, oh, man, LeBron, he might be the guy. He might be the all-time great. Why? It doesn't matter. All the regular season points, no one gives a fuck. He's got the most playoff points by far already. Passed that shit a long time ago. We barely talk about it. But all we care about is the playoffs. We don't even care about the regular season. What is the thing? Are we watching basketball or are we not? I understand there is a difference. It does heighten in the playoffs. But goddamn, do the games fucking matter or not? That's all I want to know.
Oh, they matter. They matter so that they can get pole position in a high seed and then get blown out of the water by the Pelicans in the first round. That's why it matters. Let me ask you: do you believe in playoff? Hold on. Do you believe in playoff Rudy Gobert?
No, I believe the Jazz.
Do you believe in playoff Karl Anthony Towns?
No, he's still.
Do you believe in playoff D'Angelo Russell?
No.
All right, that's 3 of their 4 best players. I rest my case.
I got you. Hey,
well, I'll tell you what. This intertwines perfectly into my next question, Terry.
Good.
Can Evan Mobley be the best player on the Cavs this year? If Evan Mobley is the best player on the Cavs, then the answer is the Cavaliers to your previous question. If he can ascend from being the 4th guy to the 1st guy and leapfrog Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Jarrett Allen, which is, I think, what everyone assumes he'll eventually do, that he'll be the best out of that group. If it happens this season, the Cavs are better than the Timberwolves, and they're a top 3 seed in the East.
All right. Well, if we're going to do that, let's take a look at the East side and see if he's going to be better than a few teams. You think they're going to be better than the 76ers?
If Evan Mobley is the best player on the team, yes, I do.
Wow. He's going to be better than the Sixers. All right. Are they going to be better than the Bucks?
No.
Are they going to be better than the Celtics?
Toss up.
Are they going to be better than the Heat?
Toss up.
Are they going to be better than the Raptors?
If Evan Mobley's the best player, yes. It all rests on the shoulders of Evan Mobley. They said he should have gone number 1 last year. They said he was a generational guy. They said that he's KG reincarnated in the modern era. Well, if you're all those things, then it shouldn't be too hard for you to put this team on your back. Give them a little bit more than 13 points a game on offense. If Mobley can get 19 points a game and everyone else stays the same, this is a top 3 team.
Okay.
But I'll tell you the Achilles heel and the thing that I'm watching for Cleveland this year. You said for some teams, regular season doesn't count. For others, it counts a lot. The Cavaliers are one of those teams that counts a lot. And the question is, who's going to play small forward?
That's the huge question for them, and I don't know yet. They're gonna have to wheel and deal, man. They got to figure something out, and I really don't know what they're gonna do. They don't have a whole lot of assets, man. It's not.
Are you saying that the answer isn't Dean Wade? Is that what you're telling me?
Nah, there's nobody. This ain't fucking Barcelona. There's no youth academy. There's no one that can just come up and just be that guy. Like, they're gonna have to figure something out. They got to wheel and deal and find somebody from another team and trade for it. It's not just gonna happen. And
ultimately. Yeah, I think that Mobley doesn't turn into the guy this season. I think we're all a little too soon. I think the Cavs disappoint. I think that they have to play 5-on-4 for the majority of the season because their small forward is absolutely terrible, and I think that ends up costing them. They're just a little too green this year.
Possibly. So let's also give a little pushback to the Timberwolves in that question too, though. Like, in the West, it's a lot of good teams. And the Nuggets are going to come back, with some strength back. Jamal Murray, Porter Jr., maybe. I don't know exactly how he's going to do. But the Grizzlies are looking fucking good. Ja's going to get a little bit better. The Suns are still good. They got the ownership thing, but they got rid of them. The Suns are still decent.
Jay Crowder's demanded a trade. DeAndre Ayton hasn't talked to his coach since the playoffs last year. Chris Paul is going to be 45 years old and can't dribble with his left hand.
He's good, man. He's good. So
things are looking.
So they're going to go from number 1 to what? 5, 6?
They may drop farther than that.
Worse than the Wolves, though.
I can see it 100%.
That's a bold prediction. All right. 100%. So then you got Warriors still, Clippers possibly, Lakers possibly. We don't fucking know what they're really going to look like. And then also you still got I got to look one more time.
Clippers.
The Mavs.
Clippers.
I said the Clippers.
Clippers, who are probably going to win the West.
I said the Clippers already.
Oh.
And then the other team I forgot, best player probably in the West, Luka Doncic and the Mavs. I'm not going to say it's a gauntlet, but it is definitely a toss-up to see like who's going to be the best team in the West. So I don't know if it's going to help the Timberwolves with like the scramble of squads, and the Pelicans
They won't be the best team. They won't be the best team, but they'll be
You
good.
think they got a better chance than the Cavs to be a top 3 seed?
Yeah, I do. I just think regular season Rudy Gobert is really impactful. Regular season Rudy Gobert is a really impactful player.
I think that playoff shit is overblown by how bad those defenders are in Utah, and I think the Minnesota shit's going to work out for them. So we'll see how that goes. But that's my question.
Yeah.
And we both go Minnesota. We think Minnesota's going to be better than Cleveland this year. All right,
You're right. D'Angelo Russell's a much better defender. You're right.
He's one dude. Everybody else is fine. Everybody else is a bit.
Anthony Edwards is one of the worst off-ball defenders in the entire NBA.
Hey.
My guy can't track one person through a fucking pin down.
Are they worse than Donovan Mitchell? Jordan Clarkson? Huh? I mean, shit. Come on now.
I did see Anthony Edwards strap Ja Morant in the playoffs. I did see that.
Slightly. So
I did see him D up on Ja.
Come on, don't disrespect the boys like that.
You're right. I was going a little too far. But come on, man. Just for the people, just on there, I had to push it a little bit.
So your question was Mobley. Should we go to mine, or you want to give your third, since it kind of intertwined each other?
Yeah, let me give my third. Here. Let's stay in the West. All right.
Go for it.
Let's stay talking about the big men.
Yep.
Can Christian Wood be Dallas's second star?
It's all dependent on his head, bro. What's his headspace like? Is my man clear-minded? Did he use the LeBron James app to clear his mind, the Calm app to go to sleep and get some good sleep 8 hours every night? Is he good? Is the offseason fine? Did he take a vacation? You know, I didn't see any vacation pics of Christian Wood, but I'm not checking for him like that. I don't know, bro. If the pick and roll is deadly, maybe. Now, I'm not saying me and you are like, you know, there's not enough time in the day for me to watch all the fucking preseason games. You know, I'm not watching that shit. I'm going to tell within the first 10 games of the season, and we'll see where it's going to go from there. I don't think he's got it in him. I think he's good, but I don't know if he's that good to be the second best player for Dallas. If he is, I don't think Dallas is going to be that good. Luka, transcendent motherfucking player. One of the best players we've probably seen in a while, especially young. He's very young. Is he enough to carry garbage-ass dudes, though? Like, Christian Woods is okay. But also defensively, he loves chasing blocks, and he's not a lot of fundamentals in that defensive guy. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm flummoxed, bro. I don't know what to say. I don't think so. I say no. Fuck him.
I'll say no too.
Tim Hardaway Jr. He's still there, right?
Yeah, him and Spencer Dinwiddie. They got a whole collage of dumbasses in the backcourt alongside Luka Doncic. Now the hard thing about Christian Wood for me is he's going to be replacing two people. He's going to be replacing the offense that Jalen Brunson brought to the party, and he's going to be replacing the stretch big and the shooting that Bielitsa left and brought to Toronto. And that was key to them blowing the Timberwolves out. You know, every time they fucked the Clippers, it was Bielitsa having that stretch five, having the spacing, being out there so you can't switch. Yeah. So you have to, I just think it's too much. I think it's a guy who's never proven he's been a winner or a competitive NBA player in any situation. He didn't give a fuck in Detroit and was just out there for his numbers. In Houston, he was getting disciplined for behavioral things. He was a bad locker room guy. Didn't bring it each and every night. Yeah. I'd much rather have fucking Omer Yurtseven from the goddamn Heat. A guy who can make threes that I know is at least as competitive. When we're talking about winning the championship, which is what Luka Doncic aims to do, they have a generational player. Christian Wood does not fit the profile of the guy who's going to take him to the promised land as his second banana. No, I think it's too much to ask for the young man. Too many limitations. Too much emotional baggage. If Luka can rehab Christian Wood into what they thought Porzingis was going to be, goddamn, he's a better teammate than Steve Nash. Yeah, but I think we're both on the same page. We both say no on that one, bro. I like him, and I want him to be good, but I don't know what's up there in his brain, bro. But if it works, if it goes to the height of what we think it can be, Dallas could be good. A scary team. Yeah. Because, honestly, bro, besides
I would say besides like the dunks, he's not unlike Porzingis. Like he can shoot the fucking ball. He really
can post up better than Porzingis. He can punish mismatches better than Porzingis.
And he can
he has a little bit of juice off the bounce too. Like Christian Wood could take 3 dribbles and you don't start panicking.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not like Porzingis and Wood aren't that far from each other. Like it does sound blasphemous, but like if you look at the numbers, it's really not that bad. So if it goes well, it goes well, and I think Dallas is gonna be really good. We'll watch out for them. All right.
What's your next question, bud?
Third question. We're gonna have to do it. We're going national media on them. Let's talk about it. Lakers, what are we doing? What's going on with the boys? I don't even. There's a lot of different questions in it, so I'm just gonna ask, what are the Lakers gonna be?
I thought you were gonna ask, are Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverley gonna rent a duplex together and then make a reality show about it? Roommates.
That's a hard no. That's a hard no. A lot of questions with the Lakers, man. So it's like, what? Let's just talk about the Lakers, bro. What the fuck's going on? Neither one of us are fans of Lakers. I like LeBron. I like him, but what's going to go down with these guys? There's a lot of shit going on with the Lakers this year, bro. LeBron's going to pass Kareem. Is that going to be a little distraction during those fucking couple games where he's like just trying to jack up 50 fucking points?
Did they sign Dennis Schroeder back?
They did. Fucking dumb. Absolutely.
So now they have Patrick Beverley, Russell Westbrook, and Dennis Schroeder.
Yep.
All right. Well, have fun in the play-in.
What if AD plays 60 games?
Is he going to be the worst jump shooter in the NBA like he was last season in those 60 games? Or is he going to finally play fucking center and get his big ass down near the bucket?
I caught some of the preseason game. He scored, I think, 28. Is it 25 or 28? Something like that.
Yeah. Against Maccabi Tel Aviv. Get the fuck out of here, man. Playing an Israeli team. Talk about I dropped 28 points.
Let them cook out there.
I don't give a fuck, Anthony Davis. My man is softer than baby shit. I'm not dependent on him for nothing. If the Lakers do anything this season, it's going to come from LeBron. Not from Anthony Davis.
LeBron, no
not
AD.
From Russell Westbrook. Not from Patrick Beverley. And damn sure ain't going to come from Dennis Schroeder.
But the thing is, LeBron is going to be LeBron. That's why it's not just LeBron. Like, the question is AD going to help him out? Like, LeBron needs help at this point. It's not fucking 28 through 33-year-old LeBron. Like, this is fucking, how old is he? 36? Like, he's going to turn 37 this year? Like, he's old as shit. Like, he's still going to do what he does. He's going to get 20, and he's going to average, like, above 5 or 6 assists. LeBron is LeBron, and he's going to get 7 rebounds. He's going to be LeBron. He's going to shoot 50% from the field. Like, he's going to be fucking LeBron. It's always about everybody else, bro. It's not him. He's going to be great. He needs somebody else to help, bro.
Somebody's got everyone else sucks. The Lakers roster sucks.
Anthony Davis is an MVP caliber guy at his peak, bro.
What are their wings? What are the Lakers' wings?
No.
Who are the Lakers' wings?
Fucking
Taylor Horton Tucker.
He's gone.
Austin Reeves. Yeah, they're going to be playing another year starting Austin Reeves at small forward. And you're talking to me about playoffs? 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 We'd be happy if we can win a damn game. That's what LeBron's going to be saying out there. It's going to be this is going to be another Dave Chappelle lost tape season for the Los Angeles Lakers. They got to make a change. They got to make a trade. I don't know if trading for Draymond Green, opens up things. If I were the Warriors, I'd be open to trading Green for Russell for Miles Turner in a 3-way that could possibly help everybody. But once again, the Lakers are dependent on the rest of the NBA for things to go well. They're going to be like an old man with a metal detector on the beach. Talk about one man's trash is another man's treasure. You never know what you're going to find.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's going to be the Lakers. We'll get a buyout guy.
Look. I love Pat Bev. I love Draymond too. And I love Russell Westbrook. But, you can be the most competitive person on the planet. But if you don't have any skill, it doesn't fucking matter. You can talk shit all you want. You can fucking get all in my face. If I'm better than you, It don't matter. I can crush your soul. These motherfuckers aren't good. Patrick Beverly's not good, bro. Russell Westbrook
the Royal
is not
Ivy.
Good. No, he sucks too. Russell's not good. He can't shoot anymore. It's done. He couldn't shoot for 5 years. How many years in a row are we going to be like, oh, Russell said he's going to play better, so he'll play better? He hasn't played better. He played decently with the Washington Wizards for a segment of the season. He played decently for the Houston Rockets for a segment of the season. He hasn't put together a whole season of greatness a long, long time. Patrick Beverly is garbage. He missed wide open threes for the Timberwolves last year in the playoffs. Saw a lot of games. I was like, hey, this is the one. Here's Pat Bev's game. Brick. He sucks. Do not trade for Draymond. That's going to be the worst. If you got Pat Bev, Russell Westbrook, Draymond Green, LeBron, and AD.
Wait a minute. I think that's the only way you can contend is if you trade for Draymond. I go the other way. They got to have an identity. What's the Lakers' identity right now?
Anthony Davis' health. That's it. That's the identity of the team.
They're two stars misfiring and not being on the court. Like, you trade for Draymond, now Anthony Davis gets to go to his preferred position of power forward. LeBron James he slides up to the three, so that takes away a lot of your wing issues, so you don't have Austin Reeves guarding some of the best threes in the league. You know, he can handle the ball handling duties. You can put Patrick Beverly at the one, and suddenly we have like a defensive identity that we can build around, and we can switch a lot of shit, and we have a lot of high Q, like gritty guys. And for the offense, we'll let LeBron put it all on his back, and you go out there and score 33.
Yeah, it's over.
Is that a better path to making the playoffs than what they're doing now? 100%. Right now, it's a rudderless ship. They got two guys rowing forward and another three rowing backward, and the boat is spinning in the middle of the ocean.
It's over, bro. I'm sorry, Bron. Bron, you know, it's all business now. No more basketball. Basketball's over, brother. It's all business now. You know, get your son into the NBA. Keep doing your business moves. Getting some more movies. It's done, bro. If you stay in LA, it's over. They got no more assets, dog. You gave away all the picks.
Terry, let's stay in LA. Let's stay in LA for my next question.
No, Clippers.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's stay in LA.
Let's go. Keep it mainstream. Mainstream. That's right. Mainstream media here. None of that side talk. No Hawks talk around here.
I'm bringing it back old school mainstream media, 90s mainstream media.
You got a question?
Oh yeah. Do the Clippers have enough size to win the chip?
Enough size?
Are they big enough? Are they big enough? They have two centers on their roster, Terry. Zubac and Moses Brown. That's it. Moses Brown has never been good and has been cut from like 5 teams. He was best when he was in high school as like the number 1 player. He couldn't get minutes on the Thunder when they were trying to be the worst team in the league. And now we expect that he's going to be the backup center when Zubac gets in foul trouble?
The Clippers suck, bro. I don't want to hear shit about the Clippers until they do something. Like, I'm going to bring something up for you. I'm going to bring up Kawhi Leonard, and I'm going to bring up Anthony Davis. And I'm going to ask you, from the last 4 seasons, who do you think has played in the most games?
Kawhi Leonard?
It's Anthony Davis. Kawhi missed all of last year. And Anthony Davis played in 62 games, 56 games, 36 games. And last year he played in, I think, 9? Hold on. No, he played in 40 games last year. Shit. He's got him beat. Isn't that fucking crazy? All this shit, we always talk about Anthony Davis, quietly kept Mr. New Balance himself, Mr. Fun Guy himself out here not playing any fucking games. And every year we go, the Clippers are going to be something to watch out for. The Clippers are going to be something to watch out for.
He's been working on his thighs, Terry. He's been working on his thighs, getting them gigantic, like sequoia trees.
Everybody saw the picture. Bro looks ripped, but you ain't looking like you on the court. Get on the fucking court and play. And also, I want to say it, and everybody forgot, and I'm going to keep saying it until COVID is done forever. There's one play-in game to get into the playoffs for the Clippers. Paul George gets fucking COVID and can't play in the play-in game. He doesn't want to win. You cannot go outside when you know there's one fucking game, bro. It wasn't a series. One game and you miss it for COVID protocols. You don't want to fucking win, bro. You got to stay in the hotel. You cannot touch anybody. Paul George is a piece of fucking shit for doing that. I'm never going to let that go. You don't want to win. You know It's fucking crazy to me.
Remember, he tried to leave the bubble, too.
Hey, come on, bro. What are we doing? He's not a winner.
Hey.
I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't want to hear none of that fucking my mental health shit, bro. You got to stay in the fucking hotel. It's one day. Just stay in the hotel so you can play in the game. Not a winner.
Listen, man. Pandemic P needs the fun guy. All right? They're a package deal. All right? Kawhi can't have fun without the pandemic. All right? And then Paul George can't hit the rim without Kawhi being on the court. So But honestly, man, I'm not worried about their wings. I'm not worried about their guards. Like they got great shooting, on their roster. They added John Wall. Him and Reggie Jackson should be just fine at the point. Luke Kennard is a fucking sniper. What's old dude that they picked up from Portland and from the Raptors, who's good as fuck, who scored like 20 a game for them? The undersized three.
Norman Powell.
Norman Powell. Yeah. He could shoot the fuck out of the ball, score 20 points a game last season.
Still got Terrence Mann.
Terrence Mann could shoot the fuck out of the ball. Nick Batum could shoot the fuck out of the ball, guard
they got Covington
positions.
As well.
Robert Covington can shoot the fuck out of the ball, guard multiple positions. Marcus Morris can shoot the fuck out of the ball for his position. And then we talk about Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, who we didn't even mention. So this team is super – like when we talk about the Lakers, we're like, who are their wings? Austin Reeves. Taylor Horton-Tucker? Well, look at the Clippers' wings. They got two wings off their bench that could be starting for the Lakers. And that's where the NBA's won. It's not one at the point guard position or at the center position anymore. It's one on the wings. And the Clippers got a lot of them, and they're good. But the question is, are their bigs good enough? And we saw what Luka did to Zubac 2 playoffs in a row. He can't play against the Mavericks. He can't play against elite guards like that. And so they're going to have to be small. Is small going to be enough if they go up against a Jokic? We saw in the bubble what happened when they tried to go small against Jokic, and he ate that man alive.
You do. I think you're right. You do need a legitimate big to at least be able to slow him down or even touch him or something. I think they'll figure something out. Also, I told you THT's gone. He doesn't play for the Lakers anymore. They traded his ass. They got Lonnie.
Who's their other wing? Oh, Lonnie.
Jesus
Christ. Who couldn't play on a terrible Spurs team? Dude, you're making my point, man. Tell me Robert Covington and Nick Batum wouldn't start on the Lakers.
I don't care about the Clippers. I just want Kawhi to play 60 games. That's it. Give me 60, bro. He hasn't played in 60 games in a long – let me look at this shit one more time. He played in 60 NBA games. The last time was in Toronto. Last time I saw Kawhi in the playoffs, the Nuggets ate their fucking lunch in a bubble. So get out of here. Don't care. Clippers, I hear about that shit every fucking year for 3-4 years. Only team that did anything in LA was the Lakers. They won a championship.
I think this is the year. I think the Clippers going to be good this year.
No, bro.
I don't think they're good enough. But I think they're top 3 in the West good. I think their conference finals good. I do think that they're good. But they got to make a move at that center position. If you go up against Jokic in the playoffs with Zubac and Moses Brown, you might as well pack for 4 games.
I think the Clippers are probably, if everybody's healthy, they're probably 3rd or 4th best, I would say. They have a really good roster, but
and a good coach.
They do have
a good fucking coach.
No, they do have a good coach, but it is a serious problem with the injuries, though. That is a serious problem, and it's not just Kawhi though, because Paul George is also injury prone as well. So, like, I love those two dudes. They're really fucking good.
You didn't even mention John Wall, who hasn't played in 3 years.
Yeah, who cares about John Wall? He looks good in the preseason. Watch him fuck himself up in, like, game 10. Like, I'm not worried about that at all. John Wall, great veteran, too. Great veteran. But I'm not worried about the Clippers, bro. I'm just not. Like, I love Kawhi. I really do love Kawhi. I love New Balance, too. They got comfortable-ass shoes. But you got to give me 60 games. That's all I'm saying.
So you're saying it's not do the Clippers have enough size to win the chip. It's do the Clippers have enough health to win the chip.
That's it. Like, who do you think is better? Who do you think is better? Paul George and Kawhi, or Jokic by himself? Because Jamal Murray doesn't equal to either Kawhi or Paul George, especially off of a ACL. The ACL usually takes you another year. So, like, this year, Jamal's probably going to be okay, but the next year, he's probably going to be really good.
I'm going Paul George and Kawhi. We've seen Kawhi be, like, generationally good in the playoffs. We've seen him win 2 chips being the best player on the court. We haven't seen that from Jokic yet, despite him being a 2-time MVP. I'm riding with the fun guy.
What do you mean? I can't even see you in the crowd. Anyways, I don't know. Hey, I'm just saying Jokic ate their lunch. I'm going to take Jokic over Kawhi and Paul George.
Hey, I love Jokic. I'll be so happy if that happens. All right, what's your next question, Terry?
It's going to happen. All right, question number 4. How many questions deep we going? We giving them 5? What are we doing?
5.
Plead the 5th?
5 fingers of death, man. Baby.
Wait, was that my number 4? Lakers? I think that was my number 4, actually. Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So this is my 5, right? 5th and last question. And I got some other ones, but I think I'm going to go with this one. Where's he going to go? Which team is he going to play for at the end of the year? DeAndre Ayton. Is he going to be with the Suns still? Is he going to be, somewhere in the East Coast, West Coast, Portland maybe? Where's DeAndre Ayton going, bro? I don't think he's going to finish with the Suns. I don't think that shit's happening at all. What do you think?
Could it be Dallas?
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. Hold on. While we're saying that, my shit just restarted, right?
Yeah, 100%. I missed the whole question, but I came back in for DeAndre Ayton.
I was like, what? But anyways.
Yeah, I would say Dallas would be a place that would be really interesting to me.
For Christian Wood?
If the Christian Wood experiment doesn't work exactly as they like, DeAndre Ayton can do a lot of those same things at a higher level. He's a better defender. He's a better post-up player. He's a bigger body. We saw how he took the challenge of taking Giannis on in the finals 2 seasons ago. He's clearly discontent with the Suns. He hasn't talked to his coach since they lost in the playoffs last season. This could be a discontent for discontent swap. Christian Wood fits the exact profile of the kind of guy that Chris Paul loves to have.
Yeah.
I could get his mind right. I could teach him how to be a winner. I could teach him good habits. And just like I reformed Bismack Biyombo and Dario Saric and Frank Kaminsky into passable NBA players, I can do the same thing for Christian Wood.
Yeah.
That would interest me the most, Ayton going to the Mavericks.
Yeah, because
you reunite Luka with the guy you picked over him number 1 in the draft.
Oh, God, yeah, that's right. We need to reunite that whole draft on one team because that draft was so fucking idiotic. Anyways, yeah, because we know
if Marvin Bagley's still in the league by the time we do it.
True that. But we think Ayton is gone, right? If you don't talk to your fucking head coach for what'd you say, almost a whole year or some shit? Something stupid.
Since May?
Yeah, this is really long fucking time. He's got to go. He's got to go. If he's going to be like that, he's got to go. If the coach says, hey, what you doing over there? And you just look at him like, I'm not responding. Fuck you.
Listen, man, we talked last week about, should organizations be hesitant to give too much power to players, to make players decision makers, to let them behind the curtain and have them have say over who's on the roster. Chris Paul's getting a little too close to the stove in Phoenix, tweeting out the NBA fell short with its punishments against the guy who cuts my checks and Robert Sarver, talking about he's forced Jay Crowder off this out of the team this offseason. Apparently had conversations with Monty Williams where they're talking together, collaborating to make the starting lineup. These are not the decisions that I want a 6'0", 37-year-old point guard who can't go left and can't stay healthy in the playoffs. He hasn't been healthy in the playoffs for a decade, Terry.
What is this?
I'm not giving you decision-making power over our franchise going forward. If I'm the Suns, new owner, all right, new day. Chris Paul, we're keeping DeAndre Ayton, and we're moving your ass out.
I thought, did Chris Paul break your heart, brother? I thought he was your favorite fucking player in the league. Besides the big men. Besides all the big men.
I gave up. It's done. He'll never be what I thought he was going to be. He's missed his window. He got his lunch ate by Jose Alvarado in the playoffs, Terry. Jose Alvarado strapped this man 90 feet in the last 3 games of a playoff game. A 5'9" Puerto Rican who couldn't play at Georgia Tech. And you're telling me that I'm supposed to give the keys to the franchise to you over a 23-year-old number 1 pick?
Bruh, stop it. You know, in that game 6, he shot perfect from the field, and he shot perfect from the free throw line, and he fucking destroyed the Pelicans. So I'm not trying to hear none of that shit. What are you talking about? Get out of here.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
He killed
You don't remember when Jose Alvarado had him like turn the ball over 11 times, picking him up all the way up and down the court? He was exhausted after that perfect performance. What did he do in Game 7, Terry? What did he do in Game 7?
The Pelicans.
Oh, I'm sorry. He lost against a team that came out of the play-in tournament when you had the best record in the entire NBA, and people were picking you to go back to the NBA Finals, and you lost to a play-in team who didn't have their best player.
They lost to the Mavs. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Hey, Game 7, though. They almost lost. You know how I rewrite history in my brain? I was like, Jose Alvarado beat him. He took his soul. Yes, I did it all.
You gonna rewrite fucking Chris Paul's perfect game? Like, everybody's like, oh, Chris Paul's the fucking man.
It didn't happen.
Perfect game?
I did. I really did.
This is
how much I've soured on Chris Paul this offseason. That I forgot the best game he ever played in his life. He's trash. He can't go left.
Listen to me. And when my fucking audio restarted, this mic doesn't work, so I'm getting this out the fucking frame. Brother, it breaks my habitual line stepping heart that your boy Chris Paul has let you down. I'm so sorry. But goddamn, trading Chris Paul? Are you fucking serious? The only person left from the LeBron James original era of 2003, 2004, you want to get rid of him? He's the only one that's still good.
I'll push his ass out to the water on a little plantain pontoon. You don't even get a banana boat.
Chris Paul is still good, man. Hey, go ahead and get rid of Chris Paul, and I bet he wins the championship wherever he goes. I'm telling you, don't do it. Where are you going to send him? Because you know he's going to a contender.
We've said that for a while. I bet he leads him to a great regular season record. Then the whole team depends on him to run through Chris Paul, and he gets hurt in the playoffs, and then they have no answers. And they're looking at
worked in OKC.
We're looking at campaign and Landry Shamet, like, come bail us out.
We see how that happened in OKC. Everybody in OKC, they were like, oh, it's a tank season. Chris Paul, sorry, brother. You know, you're going to get traded by midseason. We got you. 6 seed. I'm just saying, still good. The dude is still good. If he's healthy, he's one of the best players in the league. Don't fucking fake on that. I get it.
He's not still good. He's not one of the best players in the league anymore. He's not. He's washed. That Chris Paul that you used to know, that Chris Paul that we used to love, the point guard, he ascended to heaven, but he hasn't come back. He's not coming back. You can wait 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 years, 3 decades. That Chris Paul that you knew and loved will never come back.
Wasn't he third team All-NBA, or am I tripping? Yes. No. Yeah. Third team All-NBA.
How many points did he score? 14 and a half?
Yeah, it was like 14.9.
Okay. Get the fuck out of here.
Steve Nash scored when he
Get the fuck out of here.
How many points did Steve Nash score when he got MVP playing for the same Phoenix Suns?
17.
Second season, 15. Fuck Steve Nash. Should have got it.
Yeah.
Shaq should have got MVP.
How many assists you get?
Just because you're scoring, just because you only score 14 or 15, that doesn't mean you're not being productive.
Listen, when you get exposed by a guy who's not going to be on an NBA roster next year,
you keep saying this Jose Alvarado shit.
He did. He got
Listen to me. Everybody listen to me. I want everybody, especially you.
Did Jalen Brunson eat his lunch too?
No. There's one fucking TikTok clip of Jose Alvarado stealing it from Chris Paul one time. One fucking time. The other time you saw Chris Paul, he was like, get your dumb ass from out this backcourt and get your ass back down and guard me. Because he saw his ass. One time Jose Alvarado did that shit. Perfect game. He fucking perfect gamed him. And we're going to talk about Jose Alvarado. You're so mad right now. It makes no sense. And he didn't play bad. Devin Booker played bad. And he got hurt again. You could say he gets hurt. That's a fact.
All right. You could say he didn't play back. I'm just going to read the box scores from his last 5 playoff games, Terry.
Read Devin Booker's.
10 points, 13 points, 7 points, 5 points, 12 points.
How many assists?
You call that playing good?
How many assists?
Oh, I'm glad you asked,
14.
Terry. Oh, Terry, I'm so glad you asked. 4, 4, 7, 4, 10. I'm glad you asked.
10 assists.
Yeah, one game. What did he average? What did he average when he made third team All NBA? Was it 4 assists? Was it 14 and 4? What he was putting up in the Oh, excuse me. That was his high. 13 in that series. That was his fucking high, Terry. 12, 5, 7, 13, 10. Those are the last 5 games that Chris Paul has put on display. Those are the last 5 contests that I watched with my own eyeballs. All right? Did he look like a guy? Did he look like a guy who's still a star player in the NBA, averaging 9 points and 4 assists?
Is Jalen Brunson good?
He's better than Chris Paul right now.
Oh, my God. This is what we're doing. You hate him so much. Third team All-NBA. Jalen Brunson couldn't touch third team All-NBA. And he plays for my fucking Knicks. His high, his ceiling is garbage. He's not even an all-star. Stop it, bro. He played bad. Look at Devin Booker's, and then we can have a conversation. And Ayton's too.
Devin Booker's a decade younger and 4 inches taller.
All right, go for it. What's your 5th question? I'm done with this. It just makes no sense to me. The fucking complete turn and flip on a. He's old, bro.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, look. You look at me in your fucking face. If you are still able to be 25% of the athletic ability that you were at the age of 37, then you can talk to me. This dude is still fucking good. Third team All-NBA at 36, 37 years old. Stop. Don't want to hear that.
First of all, Terry, I'm going to have way more than 25% of my athletic ability at 37. I didn't have that much to begin with. Okay? Second of all, Terry, we all heard Max Kellerman talk about the cliff and Tom Brady for 5 years. Well, I just watched the cliff, and Chris Paul fell off of it. He fell into it. He's somewhere lying in a ravine in Phoenix, Terry.
Hey, congratulations. He finally hit his cliff at 37. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Jesus Christ. Some people wish they could play till they were 37. Dude was still third team All-NBA.
He's not some people. He calls himself the point guard.
He never called himself the point guard. That's everybody else. Everybody else called himself the point guard. You loved him. Okay. I never loved this dumbass. And he's from North Carolina. I never liked him.
I call him Cliff. That's what I call him. I call him Cliff.
I'm glad that you're finally on my side because he hits people in the nuts. Anybody who hits another man in the nuts, you are a fucking... Don't act like that's not pussy-ass shit.
Hit him back in the face. You got hands, too. All right? All right. I won't entertain this nonsense one more second, Terry. All right? But I'm going to ask a similar question to the one that you asked because you said, where's DeAndre Ayton going to play this season?
Yeah.
My question is, what star is most likely to be traded next season?
Which star is most likely to be traded? What's our definition of star? I'm going to do the Pat Bev. What's your definition of star?
So I included some fringe guys here. All right.
Okay.
They're making my my list here. I'll give you some honorable mentions. D'Angelo Russell.
No. Fuck no. That's not.
John Collins.
No. Not a star.
Bradley Beal. Draymond Green. LaMelo Ball. But here's my pick, Terry. Brandon Ingram.
Nah, that's a star. Everybody else wasn't. But if he gets traded, that'll be interesting. Where would he go?
Well, who doesn't need a gigantic wing who can shoot and create off the bounce? Like, where wouldn't he go?
The Cavs, they need one of those.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ, the Cavs. Holy fuck. What a fit that would be there. But I just think, like, Brandon Ingram on this team with Zion back is going to be redundant, especially after the addition of C.J. McCollum. Maybe. We saw Brandon Ingram was way less efficient and was way less aggressive when Zion was doing the point Zion thing before he got hurt. And Brandon Ingram was just kind of a bystander, one of James Harden's teammates who are just sitting around with their hands up like that.
Yeah. Now
C.J. McCollum's in the mix. He's going to handle the ball even less. Zion Williamson is back. He's going to handle the ball even less. They drafted that Jackson, whatever the fuck kid out of the G League Ignite. He's going to handle the ball even less. And so now, are we going to pay $30 million a year to a 3-and-D guy who's not really known for his defense and isn't the best catch-and-shoot three-pointer in the world? Is that the best use of our resources? If I'm the New Orleans Pelicans, I'm looking for a third banana that fits Zion and C.J. McCollum better, and that's a guy who is a higher defensive presence. I think Brandon Ingram could be the star on the move this season.
That's interesting. I don't disagree with that. I don't know who has like the perfect asset and trade to like give them back something that's also going to.
What if the Magic were like, we'll give you Mo Wagner and Mo Bamba or something like that?
Maybe. I'd have to see a lot out of Mo.
What about a team like the Grizzlies?
Possibly. Now that's a possibility. Now I will say, I don't know, man. It's just so many variables on that one. Like I think the Pelicans are going to be good, so I don't know if he will get traded, but if it does go south, he possibly is probably the first guy that's going to be on the list. So I'll give you that. But for me, to answer that question, which star, none of this Draymond Green, John Collins bullshit, I would say it's between three people. And it's not Ben Simmons. I'm going to say...
Yeah, stars, Terry. Stars.
Hey, we're naming John Collins. I mean, Ben Simmons got some all-star, appearances under his book. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's got some all-star therapy bills. Go ahead, Terry.
All right, so for me, it's three people. It's between Damian Lillard and Portland because they're doing the shit again where they're just like, well, look at the roster. The roster is looking a little good. No, the fuck it's not. Dame, stop with the pride. Portland, let him go. Free Dame Lillard. He's one. That situation goes south quick. Bradley Beal's two, which is one. I also agree with you on that one. And the third one is, I don't think Brooklyn's done with your boy Kyrie. I think Kyrie's got to get the fuck up out of there, bro. Kyrie's gone. And I think out of the most likely out of those three, though, to make it fun, I'm going to say Kyrie. So
who's the team that takes him? Who's the team that takes on Kyrie?
Ooh, I think it might be some Washington shit. I think they're going to – I'm gonna say they're going to flip-flop that shit. Because Washington doesn't need anything. Kyrie wants to be political. Does Kyrie not want to be political? We fucking send him to D.C., baby. I mean, you want to be the fucking governor of some shit. You want to be the president? Go ahead. Ship his ass to D.C. Bring Bradley Beal to the Nets. Now you got a legitimate point guard in Ben Simmons, a legitimate actual shooting guard who doesn't need the fucking ball all the time in Bradley Beal.
Oh, so you're doing a double. Kyrie for Beal swap.
Yeah, straight up. Boom, gone. My two guys, most likely to get traded. Money equals out.
Ooh.
They're good to go.
Terry, I love it. The Wizards get one of the worst contracts in the NBA off their books. All right. They don't have to pay Bradley Beal $40 million for the next 5 years. I don't know when Porzingis is up, but I assume he doesn't have too many years left on his deal. And then the rest of the roster is a bunch of lottery picks that didn't pan out, like Rui Hachimura and Denny Avdia and whoever that white guy they drafted from gets like Corey Kispert. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The team.
So I can see that working well for them. Be like, hey, our timeline is going nowhere quick. We're not winning shit with Bradley Beal paying him $40 million. Let's get Kyrie in here for 4 months until his deal expires, and then we'll let him go play in China.
Yep. Wembanyama. That's what you're going to hear in D.C., baby.
I love that deal. I really do. I love that deal.
Look at me. Fuck Charlotte. If Wembanyama gets his ass in D.C., that's only 3.5 hours away. I'm going to a bunch of those fucking games, and I'm going to see that fucking alien. I'm watching him, bro. Live and in person, bro. I got to see it. Come on, DC, do it.
I'll be there.
Oh, yeah.
Terry, is it possible that we're overrating Wembanyama and that he's just going to be like fucking dark-skinned Porzingis? Like he's like
– we don't know.
He's like Jan Vesely with a jump shot.
Nah, I don't think so. He's a shoe-in, bro.
That leads me to my last question then, Terry. This is a bonus question. I already gave my 5, all right? But this is just for fun. This is just because we're habitual line steppers and I want to stir up some hate.
If it's going to be crazy, I'm ending it.
Who's the most overrated player in the NBA?
Ooh, easy. LeBron. LeBron's the most. No, I'm just playing. Hell no, I ain't gonna do that. The most overrated player in the NBA? Jesus Christ. All right. And I'm not gonna do anybody that's injury prone because that's not fair. That's just easy. That's low hanging fruit. Let me think of people that are healthy for a second. And I'm just throwing out names. Jokic, Embiid, Giannis, Jason Tatum. My radar's going off on Tatum a little bit. Devin Booker. My radar's going off a little bit. I think
Chris Paul.
All right. If I go, who's the most overrated player in the NBA? I'm gonna switch it on you, bro. I'm gonna go Scotty Barnes, bro.
Oh, all right. The young phenom. Everyone's already anointing him. He can handle the ball. He could shoot. He could finish at the rim. He can play defense, guard multiple positions, block shots, play the passing lane, guard on the ball, guard off the ball. He's a Swiss Army knife up there in Canada.
Does it all. Overrated. Great defender, but offensively leaves so many questions in which, like, and also I'm going to say Matisse Thybulle too. Guys, I get it. Defense, we love it.
Tybulle's a good pick.
But at the end of the day, dudes are still getting their fucking buckets on you, bro. I need you to be something offensively. You can't just be a fucking defensive guy. I love Scotty Barnes, I do. But I need way more offensive shit. For the Raptors, if the Raptors want to be what they want to be, switchable team that can do all this shit, you got to be able to handle the ball. You got to be able to give me 20 a night. Easy 20, too.
If he can take over the primary ball handling duties from Fred VanVleet, that'll make them a much more dangerous team.
You know, and VanVleet is still really fucking good. He's a really good player. But short guys are limited, bro. I need Scotty to do something more than what he did last year. I love the kid. He looked good, but I need more offensive shit, bro. I do. Defense ain't doing shit for me, bro. Dudes are still getting buckets. All the top 10 guys are going to get their buckets. There's no shutdown people. None.
So you're saying, go ahead and crown his ass if you want to crown him.
This isn't the early 2000s. It's not the 90s no more. Like, there's a very skilled player on every single NBA team, and they're not getting shut down. They're just not. Like, it's not happening.
Yeah, people were talking about the Kevin Durant trade earlier this offseason. They're like, yeah, Toronto's not putting Scotty Barnes in any Kevin Durant deal.
All right, whatever. KD,
all right.
Thank you. KD got that.
That's it. That's a decent pick, Terry. That's a decent pick. I had a couple honorable mentions, some guys I considered as well. Michael Porter Jr.
Ooh. Come on.
Was high on my list.
No injuries.
Michael Porter Jr. was high on my list. Bam Adebayo was high on my list.
Yeah.
A guy who we talk about like he's a 20-point scorer. Terry, he averaged 14 and 8 in the playoffs. He's never taken more than 13 shots a game in his career.
Yeah. Very injury-prone player as well, too.
Yeah. And we talk about him like he's some elite offensive creator. Like, my motherfucker scores 15 points a game. Like, what are we talking about here? Then, my last honorable mention is Anthony Edwards. Another guy.
Oh, my God. That is...
Another guy like Scotty Barnes, who we can't wait to anoint. We maybe crown him a little too soon. We've seen the flashes. We saw him stonewall jaw in the playoffs. What we've also seen is him get completely lost off the ball, like he was John Wall or Otto Porter. What we've also seen is him dribble into a crowd of players and throw wild shots at the rim. We've seen him average nearly as many turnovers as assists per game. And now we've just clogged the paint up with a big dumbass Frenchman to go stand in there so you can't drive. I think Anthony Edwards, everyone can't wait. They see the talent. They see how highly it's pitched. They see the physicality. Let's pump the brakes. Let's wait another year.
I mean.
But he's not who I'm picking. That's not who I'm picking, Terry.
That's what's crazy. It's just like, damn. I mean, he even gave you an Oscar-worthy off-season debut in an Adam Sandler movie, and you're going to pick him.
Right?
That's not happening. Go ahead. Who's the guy? Who's the actual guy? You're teasing me. You got my nipples fucking erect. Who are you picking?
The guy that the Raptors wouldn't trade Scotty Barnes for. Kevin Durant is
Oh.
the most overrated player in the NBA. Terry, you took a look back at Kawhi Leonard and Anthony Davis's comparisons, how many games that they've played. I did decide to do the same thing for Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant. Since winning the finals and beating Durant head-to-head in Toronto, Kawhi and Durant have led their teams to the exact same amount of playoff series wins. The difference is Kawhi has been on the hospital bed.
Wait a minute. I thought the Nets won a playoff series. They beat somebody in the first round to go play against the Bucks.
No, the Bucks was the first round.
That was the second round.
Was it the second round? Who did they play in the first round?
I have no idea, but they spanked them. That was the second round.
Oh,
because the
it's
Bucks
probably
ended
like
up-
the Magic with fucking Shabazz Napier or something.
Yeah,
I'm not even
something
counting
like
that.
But that Buck shit was the second round.
Hey, regardless of the fact, Kevin Durant has never won a championship as his own team. He's never been the driving force behind one. He's never been the guy. Kawhi Leonard has done this twice. He won a finals MVP, shutting down LeBron, and was the best player when he was in San Antonio. He shut down the best player in the world and dropped 20. Then he gave us an all-time iconic playoff performance in Toronto, which dwarfs anything Kevin Durant has ever done in the playoffs. For some reason, when we talk about legacies and we talk about these guys, Kevin Durant is he's in a different bucket than Kawhi Leonard. And I think it's because of how he's reverse engineered it. Nobody has more to prove this season than Kevin Durant, who has proven to this point that he can't win without an all-time great leader, top 5 player of all time beside him. Is this the makings of a top 10 guy? Is this the heir to George Gervin? Is this a guy who people are going to put up on NBA Mount Rushmores when he's retired? I don't think so. For the talent that he has, Kevin Durant has underdelivered, and no player in the NBA is more overrated coming into this season.
That is an interesting one. I'm going to disagree. I mean, but if he plays like he did in that playoff series versus Boston, then we're going to have a problem. Then he really hit the cliff. Then all this shit where he's talking about like, do you remember he had this interview in it? I don't remember if it was with Bill Simmons or not, but LeBron, I think, had just won the chip with the Lakers. And everybody was like, damn, I can't believe he did this shit at the age, I think LeBron was 33, maybe 34 or some shit like that. You know, played like 16 or 17 seasons in. KD's like, he's only 33. You act like he's 50. Bro, you got to take care of your body. Like, KD doesn't give a fuck about any of this body taken care of type of shit. He's just out there hooping. He does drills and all that type of shit. At a certain point, LeBron is spending millions on his shit, and you can see he's still fucking good. You know, going to, what is his 21st season? Like, it's fucking ridiculous. I think KD doesn't care about that body shit, and we might actually see him on that Max Kellerman shit. I think we might see him really cliff it up. Like, that playoff series was some of the worst basketball I've ever seen him play.
He shot 36% from the field.
Yeah,
From the
dude.
field. Not from 3. From the field.
He doesn't do shit like that.
And every big moment, unless he had Steph Curry holding his hand or Russell Westbrook holding his hand saying, hey, don't worry, I want this more than you when the moment comes. And there is no doubt about that. On the Thunder, every big moment, Russell Westbrook took it. On the Warriors, damn near every big moment, Steph or Clay tried to take it. And it wasn't until they made the finals and he was up against LeBron where he was like, I'm really going to put my cape on and show these people what I can do. The situation has to be perfectly right, perfectly finessed for Kevin Durant to perform. That's not an all-time player. That's not a top 10 guy in NBA history. People talk about Kevin Durant like he's in the same echelon as even Hakeem Olajuwon. There's no fucking way. There's no way. My man has never delivered for his own team, and he won't again. He's a postman who's out on sabbatical, and he hasn't delivered mail for years.
I think just to keep the conversation flowing, because I kind of agree. It's not even kind of. I 100% agree with you, but to keep the conversation kind of going before we end it, he did fuck the Clippers up in the first round. if we don't remember, he was scoring, I think, like 40, almost 50. You remember that? He was like, I'm Kevin Durant in that press conference or whatever the fuck. But that's just the first round. He was
after Steph Curry had already dismantled the entire Clippers franchise and snatched their soul right out of their corporate logos
years ago.
Yeah.
But now look, so like I'll give him that. But also, my question is though, like, how far does he have to take the Nets team? Does he actually have to win a championship?
Yes.
I think almost at a certain point, just to finish the question off, like, it's so dismantled in Brooklyn that, like, even if he can get this team to the finals, we kind of still look at him at that same level and kind of bring him back into the conversation.
Hey, man,
like,
you said it yourself. The Nets are the most talented team in the NBA. If you can't take the most talented team in the NBA to the finals, are you that great of a player? Are you that great of a leader? Are you an all-time guy?
It's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes, though, bro.
I bet Chris Paul could do it.
Oh, fuck.
Well, guys, this has been another excellent episode of the Habitual Live Steppers podcast. I hope you enjoyed our NBA burning questions. We'll be back next week on Monday for a Monday night, Tuesday, somewhere around then, for our full season preview, letting you know how high are the Hawks finally going to finish this year. Is this the year they take off in the dirty South? That and much more. But until then, stay locked on www.thehlspod.com. Drop us a like. If you haven't subscribed already, mash that subscribe button, and we'll see y'all next week.
Hit the fucking button. North Carolina keeps standing up. Oh, yeah, no podcast this Friday. Fuck Thursday Night Football. That shit sucks. I got family coming in. That's the real reason. But we're coming back all NBA next week.
Is that the real reason, or is it because the Bears are playing?
Oh, God. I ain't gonna lie. Justin Fields looked pretty good in the Dome. I told you that was going to be my litmus test. That Game 5 in Minnesota looked pretty good. But anyways, I digress. Peace out. Love y'all. Keep stepping across the line.
Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.